everyone. It's a beautiful Monday to each and every one of you guys. So, let's talk about our day 21. Welcome to our day 21, and that is protecting your church. Okay, so let's start. So, if we are part of God's family, it is actually our responsibility to protect our church, di ba? So, napag-usapan na natin before na ang church ay hindi siya building or lugar. Tayo mismo yung church. And kailangan natin protektahan yung isa't isa. It says in Ephesians 4 verse 3 in NIV, make every effort to keep the unity in the Spirit through the bond of peace. Now, we will talk about 6 practical advice on how we can protect our church family. So first, we have to focus on what we have in common, not our differences. So, ano ba yung mga pagkakapare-pareho natin sa bawat isa? As believers, di ba, we share one Lord, one body, one purpose, one Father, one Spirit, one hope, one faith, one baptism, and one love. Di ba? Huwag natin kalimutan na si God yung nag-decide na bigyan tayo ng iba't ibang personalities, backgrounds, races, and preferences. So, we should value also those differences ng bawat isa. And we must never let our differences divide us. So, focus lang tayo sa mga importante, and that is, love each other as Christ has loved us, di ba? So, pero kung nagpo-focus tayo doon sa differences ng bawat isa, doon talaga nag-uumpisa yung mga conflict at divisions sa church. Paul says in Romans 14 verse 19, so then, let us aim for harmony in the church and try to build each other up. So second, let us be realistic in our expectation. So, I became a church member just last year, 2019. And ang expectation ko talaga sa church mababait yung mga tao. Which is, totoo naman, talagang mababait sila. And habang nagpapatuloy ako, nag-attend ng service, magbibig ka ng mga Bible study, syempre dumadami yung mga kakilala ko at mga nakaka-close ko. And doon ko nakita yung differences ng bawat isa. At dumating din ako sa point na nagtanong ako sa sarili ko at kay God na bakit ganun sila? Christian na sila or Christian na siya. Parang gano'n, may mga ganong tanong ako. As if naman parang ang perfect ko talaga, di ba? Hindi ko na inisip na church is made up of sinners, including myself. Kaya we may really hurt each other sometimes. But I pray to God that time, nalinisin niya yung heart ko and yung mind ko on how I think sa mga kasama ko sa church. Kasi may mga moment din before nung bago pa lang ako na nadidisappoint ako, naisip ko na agad na ayoko na nga mag-church, or lilipat na lang ako na ibang church, mag-victory Tejero na lang ako, or mag-victory silang na lang ako, parang ganun, di ba? But instead of leaving church, God helped me to be realistic in my expectations sa loob ng church. Reconciliation and not running away is the road to stronger character and deeper fellowship. So, ikaw ba, di ba, pag nag-asawa ka at na-disappoint ka sa asawa mo kasi hindi siya marunong magluto ng itlog, hihiwalayan mo na siya, di ba? Lalayas ka na. Kasi kung ganun, it's actually a sign of immaturity. Tapos, maghahanap ka naman ng bagong asawa at madidisappoint ka ulit kasi hindi siya ulit marunong magluto. So, hihiwalayan mo na lang din siya. So, wala nga perfect, di ba? Even church. Every church has its own set of weaknesses and problems. Kaya kahit magpalipat-lipat ka ng church, kahit saan-saan ka pa magpunta, you will always be disappointed kung magko-focus ka sa imperfection ng bawat isa. We must passionately love the church in spite of its imperfection. Hi, Jessa! So third, we choose to encourage than to criticize. It says in Romans 14 verse 4, who are you to judge someone else's servant? To their own master, servant stands for fall, and they will stand, for the Lord is able to make them stand. And in other version it says, what right do you have to criticize someone else's servants? Only their Lord can decide if they are doing right. So instead of criticizing others, comparing others, or judging them, let's just really encourage one another, diba? It says in Romans 14 verse 19, so then let us aim for harmony in the church and try to build each other up. And fourth, refuse to listen to gossip. Gossip. Kasi kung hindi naman tayo part ng problem na yon or ng solution na yon, i-avoid na lang natin makinig sa mga ganong chismis, di ba? If someone talk to you seeking for an advice dahil may problema siya doon sa tao, nasa church man o wala, then listen and pray with that person. Pero kung yung tao na kausap mo, nagsisik lang siya ng sympathy para lang magpa-victim siya or alam mo yun, magkwento siya ng bad thing about one person, just avoid listening to that person. Kasi you can just simply say to that person na you don't need to hear the details, just really tell him or tell her na kausapin mo muna yung mga taong may problema ka. Parang ganun. So, minsan, kasi pag chismis, diba, we're really excited to hear what's the news, anong bago, ganyan, chismis. But it says in Proverbs 17 verse 4, troublemakers listen to troublemakers, and liars listen to liars. So, we all know that hindi pleasing kay God yung pakipag-chismisan. So, iwasan na lang natin yun. Even makinig, iwasan din natin. So, fifth, we should practice God's method for conflict resolution. So, ano ba itong method ni God ng resolving conflict, diba? It says in Matthew 18 verse 15 to 20, if your brother sins against you, go tell him his fault. Between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you have gained your brother. But if he does not listen, take one or two others along with you, that every charge may be established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. If he refuses to listen to them, tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, let him be to you as Gentile and tax collector. So, Jesus gave the church simple 3 steps process at yun yung binasa natin on how to resolve conflict. So, una daw is ayusin nyo muna ng dalawa, try nyo muna mag-usap privately. So, pag naayos yun, di good. Pero pag hindi naayos, kailangan nyo na magsama ng isa o dalawa. For sure, leaders, diba? Para mas maganda or pinagkakatiwalaan nyo. Para matulungan kayong maayos nyo yung problema nyo sa isa't isa. So, kung hindi talaga din maayos, kahit meron ng leaders na mamamagitan sa inyo, kailangan na talaga siyang dalhin sa church, sa office, doon kayo mag-uuntugin ng pastor. Diba? Gusto nyo yun? Diba? Hindi. Pero kidding aside, as long as may mga nagkakaroon tayo ng maliit na hindi pagkakaintindihan, pag-usapan na, we're all mature naman pag-usapan na natin privately para maayos at hindi na lumaki pa. And 6, we have to support our pastors and leaders. So, yung mga pastor and leaders natin ay mga tao lang din kagaya natin. So, they are not perfect. So, we should not judge them. And minsan parang naka-eye talaga tayo sa kanila, inaantay natin sila magkamali. Kasi hindi sila pwede magkamali dahil pastor and leader sila. Hindi ganun yun. Napakalaki ng responsibility nila to maintain the unity of the church. It says in Hebrews 17 verse 13, obey your spiritual leaders and do what they say. Their work is to watch over your souls, and they are accountable to God. Give them reason to do this with joy and not with sorrow. That would certainly not be for your benefit. So let's really appreciate our pastors and leaders. Lalo na nitong pandemic, di ba? Sobrang hindi naman yung lahat sa kanila is techie. They really have to embrace the new normal at kailangan nilang aralin itong mga platform na to like Zoom, Messenger, Live, YouTube. Kailangan nilang aralin para lang may papatuloy yung mga dapat nilang gawin. So, we're also accountable para makinig sa mga pastors natin, mag-obey sa kanila, mag-submit sa authority nila. In 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 12 says, dear brothers and sisters, honor those who are your leaders in the Lord's work. They work hard among you and give you spiritual guidance. Which is totoo naman. We all know, si God yung nag-transform sa akin. Sa buhay ko, siya yung nagbago talaga. But with the help of the church, the pastors, mga leaders ko, talagang ginamit sila to guide me spiritually para mag-grow ako at mag-mature sa faith ko. And I really want to thank to use this opportunity to thank them. So, kila Pastor Sam, maraming salamat po sa inyo, sa church, sa Victory, Das Marinas, maraming salamat po kay Pastor Sam, kay Pastor Mervin, nakalagi namin kasama sa 5 p.m. e-lounge, kay Pastor Angelo, na super duper yung effort din sa ginagawa niyang sa pagre-record, ganyan. And kay Preacher Art sa kids ministry niya. So, hindi pa, malapit nang tawagan natin pastor. And, super thank you po sa inyong lahat. Siyempre, sa mga one-to-one leader ko, kay Tita Dolor, sa mga spiritual nanay ko, si Ate Joy and Ate Irma. Kay Tita Dolor, sobra talaga kasi we all know naman, maraming siyang na one-to-one. And marami na rin talaga siyang na-guide spiritually. So, salamat po sa inyong lahat. Pati sa buong spiritual family ko, kay Chesa. Hi, Chesa. Maraming salamat sa mga pakikinig mo ng mga hanas ko sa buhay-buhay. Diba? Sa ministry ko, sa spiritual family ko, sa buong church. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Kasi, alam mo yun, tinulungan niyo talaga ako na mag-grow at mag-glow, 'di ba? Sabi yung glow, 'di ba? Marami talaga ako natutunan sa bawat isa sa inyo. And ayun, so tanggapin natin yung responsibility natin to protect and promote the unity of our church. And it is not always easy. It is not always easy. Sometimes we have to do what's the best for the body and not for ourselves. And that's the reason God put us in a church family, that is to learn unselfishness. In 1 Corinthians 10 verse 10 no one should seek their own good but the good of others. So yun, so let's protect our church, thank our pastors and leaders, ganyan. So kung merong mga hindi pagkakaunawaan, ayusin agad para hindi na makipag-ganun. So our point to ponder is, it is my responsibility to protect the unity of my church. Verse to remember is in Romans 14 verse 19, let us concentrate on the things which make for harmony and the growth of our fellowship together. And question to consider, what am I personally doing to protect the unity in my church family right now? So maraming salamat sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat, Chesa Miyong, sa mga makakapanood pa ng video na to. Thank you guys and see you on day 22. Bye!